All right, so wow, here I am, the Division 2. I'm doing a video on contents. Man, I'm all over the place. But today we're gonna try to climb the summit. Let's see how climbing the summit solo goes. Kalika-lika-la. I'm excited, so I'm just gonna start talking anyway. This is my first time doing a video with gameplay on the Division 2. And the Division game is by far probably my favorite game to play. And I've been playing the first Division since the beta. Now, if you can, hit the subscribe button, okay? Hit the like button, ring-a-ling-a-ling, hit the notification button, put some comments at the bottom. Let me know how I'm doing, what video, what game are you playing? So, you know, me and the producer can figure some stuff out. So, you know, we can keep bringing you this show at the level in which you deserve, because your time is valuable. And with that being said, let's get into the summit. Now, if you've been under a rock, or maybe you're a new player, and we do have a lot of new players playing, you're probably wondering what the summit is. And I'm just going to assume you don't know what it is, even though there's tons of videos about it. The summit is basically a hotel room or building, however you want to call it, and you're climbing 100 floors to get to the top. And the thing about this is you're going against every faction in the game. You're trying to get to the top because that also starts your project to start for a certain exotic. Not trying to give any spoilers. And you can also get a mask, and there's targeted loot. So it's the only place in the map of the Division where you can pick what piece you need. A certain chest piece, a gun, is it the gear set, whatever it is you're looking for, there you go. Okay. And you can play online in matchmaker, you can go at it solo, but understand that scaling is brutal. So anywho, I wanted to go ahead and try this solo. So when it first came out, before the patch update, I got up to floor 81, 83, something. Yeah, something like, I know I didn't pass 85. I know that for a fact, right? And I did it solo by myself. The build I normally ran was a skill build. I can't tell you the parts on the build. I would like to do a video where I play with other builds that I've seen, but looking at some recent videos, there's a YouTuber right now that's doing something similar to that, and that's cool. And it's all great for the community, because there's some crazy builds out that you'll see when you're matchmaking that you're like, I didn't think of it that way. And there's a lot of passionate people in the community. And so it's going to be really good out there to especially for new players, to see a lot of different builds you can play with. But anywho, I was playing with two builds. It was a turret / drone build, a skill build, and I was also using a build where it's basically, it's kind of like my raid build with an AR using the chameleon because of the rate of fire. But anywho, I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, let me make this climb. And I got aggravated. And then on top of it, the patch for the 11.1 was coming out. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make this patch. I'm playing the game, falling asleep at 2 a.m. My wife is telling me come back upstairs. The little one, she's at the point where she's like, if I don't go upstairs to go to sleep, she's not going to. So it was a wash for me. Okay. And if you can relate, put it in the comment. But when the update came out, and that's where you got the more save points, you had the targeted loot, and it wasn't as bland. They were trying to make it as, hey, look, you can go ahead and, you know, I guess really have a run at this. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this on normal. Screw all the extra crap, because I'm here for, you know what I'm here for. I'm here for the mask. I'm here to get the exotic task project going. That's all I'm here for. And it'd be nice to be like, I beat it. Let's just see how long it is and what the vibe of it is. Now, I just didn't necessarily like it. I didn't like the summit. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I really like this game, and I put a lot of hours in this game. I'm one of the OG members for a clan that, as I'm making this video right now, we are ranked 4th on PlayStation 4 in the world. In the world, Craig. And we have another clan out there, it's Road Little Fuckers, and Road Little 2, just cleaning it up for the Disney listeners. But anywho, I've been playing this game for a long time. I like a lot of this game, as frustrating at times as it is. But I just didn't like the summit, and the reason why I didn't was I felt like the developers were cheated. And what I mean by that is they've put this world together where you can, I don't know if you've ever been to DC or if you've been in New York, but you can walk the streets and find majority of the, like literally the buildings and the street corners exactly mapped out. Like the amount of detail that went into this game on some of the levels and the design is amazing, right? And then you do this 100 floor multi-faction, and this is where I would expect that the creativity from the, you know, the developers, and I know that passion is there for them to really create something awesome, even if it has nothing to do with the storyline, right? But that's not the case. I don't know the exact number, but at some point, I don't know if it's floor 5 or 7, you're going to run into the redundance of the exact same setup each time. Now the game changes the objective randomly. So let's say you're like, man, this objective sucks. You could die and just walk through the same room, especially because the checkpoints change. And now you get a better objective. So you have a better chance to beat it and move on to the next level. But I mean, with them throwing grenades every 15 seconds that are hitting you better than Tom Brady's finding Randy Moss, it's tough, man. But it's just unfortunate because I really thought like the Summit that you could have done something like, you could have honestly just copied some of the best levels and parts of the best levels throughout the whole campaign in New York and DC, and it would have been more enjoyable as far as that part. As far as climbing the Summit, I don't know. It just, like I said, it didn't do it for me. I rather would have done something from the Division 1 where I just dealt with the waves of enemies and try to get loot and gear and bonuses and stuff that way. Like you don't get anything for climbing. It's not really much you're getting for climbing the Summit. Whether the halfway point, I think you get some dye or something for a gun or outfit, but man, the Summit didn't do it for me. Now I did beat the Summit. I got to the 100 floors cleared, and that was a pretty cool thing, but there's some walls where you can't even duck for cover. Like you can't go for cover, and I don't know if the game is designed that way so it makes it harder than it has to be, but are we forgetting that this game is supposed to be a cover shooter, right? Man. So like I said, I'm gonna go for the Summit again because I think the key part of the Summit is the targeted loot. If there's any reason other than the freebie gift thingies that you get for, you know, beating it, the only reason I say that the Summit for now is worth doing is just, it's something different, and it's the targeted loot. You might be looking for that one piece, and if you want to change the difficulty to increase the chance of it being a god roll or something, that's fine. If you just need listen, I just need this province book bag, and if I set it for book bag and I just do the first 5 levels on normal, I'll get it, I'll re-roll it. It's not exactly what I want, but it's I can start messing with it. Then yes, you can do that. So you can watch videos from online, and then if you're looking for that piece just to get the talent or to get whatever the skill set is, then okay. But I can't see this beating out running levels or missions on heroic or adding something for directives. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna shoot this flare, and I'm gonna catch this helicopter, and y'all know how helicopters are in this game, but you could have been anywhere in the world, and I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to come back from the dead in this game and do more content, but the Summit just wasn't for me right now. I don't think I'm gonna run it again unless I'm running with clan members or running with matchmaking, because it's not of value for me. Like other than the targeted loot, there's really nothing else I can do in the Summit. So I'd rather just run around and do open world activities. So anywho, you could have been anywhere in the world and you're here, and I appreciate that. Till next time, kalika loud.